Today, I want to share with you exactly what I would do from a marketing professional background to grow your small channel. And this is really basic stuff, but I feel like it's neglected. Okay. So if you're starting a new channel, right, and you're exploring your niche or you're not really sure where to start out, I would take some time to journal, right? What are the things that make you come alive? What can you speak about? What do you enjoy talking about? Do you want to be a faceless camera and do commentary? Do you want to be on camera? Do you want to be a gaming channel? Do you want to be a food creator? Maybe you just want to do shorts instead of long form, right? If you can answer those questions, it will help you narrow down specifically the types of content you should be creating. And it's also okay to experiment, right? Um, when I first started YouTube, I wasn't quite sure where I wanted to go. When I first started back in the day, I actually was trying to do more of like podcasty stuff, um, which is fun to do. But if I'm being honest with myself, that wasn't really where my strength was at the time. So then I ended up moving more into reactionary content. Again, didn't feel very authentic, but I saw it was working for others. And that still wasn't jiving with me. So I eventually moved into more of a gaming channel, but the way that I went about it, it just wasn't authentic. So I took a hiatus, got more familiar with what I wanted to do in the digital space. And then I came back to YouTube. Now, saying all this feels kind of silly and humbling, right? I've grown other people's brands, other service, other companies, marketing, videography, all those sort of things. When it came to my own brand, I just couldn't get out of my head, right? So it's like, wait, you've done this work for so many other people and you've helped them with their channels, or even you've helped them grow their websites or whatever, and yet you can't do it for yourself. Yeah, I just couldn't get out of my head. But when I took that hiatus, I figured out exactly what I wanted to do. And that was, I wanted to do raw commentary on video games that were from the perspective of a new player. And when I started doing that, my channel took off. And when I leaned into authenticity, it really took off. When I came back from that hiatus, I had something like 100 subscribers. When I came back, within a 9-month window, I got fully monetized and began collecting money from ads on YouTube, which is super cool. So if I can encourage you as a small channel, be comfortable in your own skin, figure out what your niche is, be authentic, right? And that might take some experimenting. It took experimenting for me, for sure. Now, once you kind of click into the type of content you're going to be doing, this is how I would position you from a marketing perspective, okay? There's 3 types of content that you can begin creating to help grow your brand or your YouTube page. And this is actually what I've done for specifically for email marketing. The same strategy works. Email marketing is great to market to existing customers or followers, okay? But this also works for YouTube. First pillar, if you will, you're going to have this be what we call like relevant content. So things that are relevant in the here and now. What is trending right now for your niche? Okay, I'm going to speak to it from a video game perspective because that's what my other channel is about. Look at what things are happening in the news about different video games, right? What new games are coming out? What games are hot conversation right now? What sort of gaming trends are happening right now? Write all that down and then filter it through your brand, through your branding guide, through your brand voice, right? You don't want to copy, but you want to be aware of what's happening in the here and now. And those are going to be your quick bites. Those are going to be the things that you get clicks on really, really fast, but don't necessarily have relevance like in a year out, right? It's the here and now. It's what's happening right now. Maybe you do other content that is based on like travel, right? Maybe you want to focus on how you got a specific visa in the here and now, because right now these are the policies or the procedures. If you can focus a pillar, content creation pillar, one of your 3, about the here and now, what's hot, what's trending right now, then that will get you a lot of eyes very, very quickly but it's a fast burn, right? Meaning you might get a lot of eyes on your content, but that content won't be relevant necessarily long term, which is why you want to balance it with evergreen. Evergreen means this is content that will be relevant to your brand long term. And it could be a video that will easily be searchable or keyword relevant, or a topic that generally won't change but has a lot of life in it. If you can balance your hot trending videos with evergreen, it's going to do really, really well, because you're funneling in a lot of new eyes, but then you have content that will last forever. So the evergreen, in my opinion, is more of a slow burn. I'll give you a great example, right? An evergreen video on this channel would be how I grew my online business to making $20,000 a month, right? That is a title that will be relevant this year, next year, and the following year. Things that might be a faster burn, maybe commentary on the election, right? If you're like a pure news channel, right, that content, it's going to fizzle out eventually. So if you can balance those two, then you're going to have a really healthy channel. Now, how would I structure that? Okay. If I was a brand new channel, you really have to assess your time, right? For me, I still work a W-2 job in the midst of so many other things that I'm doing. So you have to know how to balance your realistic time. If you are a small channel, I recommend at least one video a week. If you're doing shorts, that's a whole different conversation. I'm specifically speaking about long form right now. If you're a small channel, I recommend posting once a week, every single week, same time, just to build that consistency up. If that's all you can do, that's okay. That's all I did, and I still was able to get monetized in less than a year. But the way that I would balance evergreen with trending content would be maybe the first few videos, let's just say maybe the first 3 or 4 videos, make it trending, and then maybe go to every other, right? Start weaving in evergreen every other week, and just kind of ride that pattern out for a while. If you can do more, I think honestly a sweet spot, again, this is completely dependent on your personal life, but a sweet spot could be 2 videos a week, one being trending, the other one being evergreen. And if you do that every single week, I think you could have a really robust channel. You could probably get monetized even sooner than I did. Again, this is all dependent on your niche. Okay, there's so many factors here, but if you can ride evergreen and trending together in that relationship, you could do really, really well. Now, I will say there's one more thing here, and that is experimental content pillar. That's the third pillar. That is ways for you to assess, is there a different sub niche that I should be incorporating? Or maybe is there a different niche I want to try altogether, right? You got to be authentic to yourself, and as you grow and change as a person, so do your interests. So the third pillar I would classify as experimental, and that is so that you can test the waters with different types of content, or even different content styles. Maybe it's shorter form, maybe it's more meme based, maybe it's strictly reactionary, and maybe you've done more commentary. You're able to test out the waters. Now, if you really, really want to go in on growing your YouTube channel and you have the time for it, my personal opinion would be is if you can post 3 videos a week, and everyone's going to have a different opinion on this, okay? But I'm saying from a marketing perspective, if you can post 3 videos a week, one being evergreen, one being trending, and one being experimental, and you can flex the experimental. You don't have to do experimental every week. You can swap out experimental for another evergreen. If you can do that, dude, your channel is going to be really it's going to be really robust. Now, the temptation in going that hard is sacrificing quality. So at any point that you feel like the volume is actually causing your scripting or research or just the quality of editing to come down, you need to pull back. It's better to have higher quality than it is just to have a bunch of useless videos out there, okay? So if you can ride that balance, I think your channel could do really, really well. Again, the main focus really being on evergreen, being content that will be relevant to your brand and relevant to your space long term, and balancing that with the trending here and now. If you can balance that out, you will do really, really well on YouTube. So again, thanks for watching. Share this with somebody that would benefit from this information. If you need more help, check out my other videos. Drop a comment. I'm happy to help. No smoke and mirrors here, guys. Hope you have a great week, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.